Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Things work out when you least expect them. Life is a funny way of surprising us when we're not looking for it. Avoid gossip. It diminishes both the speaker and the listener. There will always be someone who is better than you at something. You have to accept that fact and learn from them. That's something that will help you grow. Don't pray for an easier life. Pray for the strength to handle it. Challenges aren't obstacles. They're tests. They sharpen your mind, toughen your spirit, and reveal what you're truly capable of. Wishing for an easier life is like asking for a ship without waves. It sounds peaceful, but it won't take you anywhere. Instead, pray for resilience. Pray for the wisdom to navigate storms, the courage to face uncertainty, and the endurance to keep moving when everything in you wants to quit. Strength isn't given. It's built through struggle, through failure, through persistence. So stop asking for fewer burdens and start asking for broader shoulders. The most extraordinary lives aren't the ones untouched by hardship. They're the ones that rise despite it. A full bank account with an empty heart is still poverty. Leave nothing for tomorrow that can be done today. True wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. A moment of patience and a moment of anger saves from 1,000 moments of regret. Success is a loner's journey. You must learn to accept loss and make compromises. The strongest relationships aren't built on perfection, but on the ability to forgive imperfections. Aging is mandatory. Growing wiser is optional. The load of tomorrow, added to that of yesterday, carried today, makes the strongest falter. The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. Sometimes letting go is the kindest thing you can do for both of you. In an argument, seek resolution, not victory. Betrayal never comes from your enemies. The hardest part is at the beginning of the journey. The rocket loses 90% of its fuel during takeoff. Only when the last tree has been cut down, the last fish caught, and the last stream poison will we realize we cannot eat money. There are two wolves fighting inside all of us. The first one is evil, the second one is good. Which wolf will win? The one you feed. Knowing what matters is more important than knowing everything. The world doesn't need more critics, it needs more encouragers. You are right about all the things you think you need to do. Don't wait, get started. If something bothers you, change it. If it is beyond your control, learn to live with it. Accept it. Change yourself. That is the only thing you can influence. When you get up in the morning, remember what you promised yourself at night. Laughter is the cheapest and most effective medicine. The world remains the same, but the way you see it will change as you grow. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first for sharpening the axe. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. People sometimes become invalids in order to win sympathy and attention and get a feeling of importance. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they're doing. Success feels empty when it costs you your peace. Your job is what you do. It should never define who you are. People will say almost anything when they're happy. Be wise and careful of this one. Chasing the opposite sex and having temporary relationships that mean nothing but sex is pointless. Trust is like glass. Once broken, it's never the same. The happiest people aren't the ones who have the most, but the ones who appreciate the most. Listen, or your tongue will make you deaf. Seek wisdom, not knowledge. Knowledge is of the past. Wisdom is of the future. The weakness of the enemy makes our strength. Life doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself a life well lived. Don't let fear of failure hold you back. Regret weighs heavier than mistakes. There is only one way to get the best of an argument, and that is to avoid it. If you want to keep happiness, you have to share it. Flaming enthusiasm backed up by horse sense and persistence is the quality that most frequently makes for success. Work hard, but never forget to rest. Burnout serves no one. Youth chases dreams, age values moments. You spend your first 20 years worrying about what people think about you. You spend your next 20 years swearing that you don't care what people think about you. You spend the next 20 years realizing that they aren't thinking about you. To have what you never had, you'll have to do what you never did. Love deeply, but never at the expense of losing yourself. If you don't go within, you'll always feel lost without. Make my enemy brave and strong so that if defeated, I will not be ashamed. Cherish youth, but trust old age. Wisdom comes only when you stop looking for it and start living the life the Creator intended for you. You can't litter negativity everywhere and wonder why you have a trashy life. Not everyone will make it to your future. Some people are passing through to teach you life lessons. Riches can be lost overnight. Wisdom is a wealth that no thief can steal. People change, seasons change, and that's okay. Pay less attention to what men say, just watch what they do. Fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. If you want to change people, why not begin on yourself? Bad is a lot more profitable and a lot less dangerous. Some people grow older, others grow wiser. Don't mistake the two. Adversity introduces you to the strength you never knew you had. What people say when they are angry aren't things they mean. They regret it often. Forgive angry people. It's okay, they are only human. The more people let you down, the easier you'll get back up and realize that life doesn't stop for anyone. Cherish the ordinary. One day it will feel extraordinary. When you don't know what to say, honesty is always a good start. No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. That some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. The most powerful conversations happen in silence. Inner peace doesn't come from external conditions, but from internal alignment. Knowledge isn't power until it's applied. When fate hands you lemons, make lemonade. Criticisms are like homing pigeons, they always return home. If you waste money, you can earn it again. If you miss the moment, it can never be returned. Life isn't fair, and sometimes good deeds aren't rewarded, and bad deeds aren't punished. Live fully, love deeply, and leave the world a little better than you found it. Anger is a fire that consumes its holder first. There is nothing as eloquent as a rattlesnake's tail. It is less of a problem to be poor than to be dishonest. A brave man dies but once, a coward many times. Life is short. Don't wait for tomorrow to tell someone you love them. The most persuasive people aren't the loudest, they're the ones who understand others best. Putting off until tomorrow is your weakness. You can't always have a good day, but you can always face a bad day with a good attitude. Don't compare yourself to others because no one can play your role better than you. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all.